Hello happy souls, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. My beautiful friends, welcome and welcome to all of my new subscribers. Big love and big shout out to all of those ones that have been with me for so long. I appreciate you guys so much. It really does feel good to be back this week. Okay, so I've got 3 piles for you today. Just take a moment to tune into which one feels good for you. In pile 1, we've got the Star Spinner Tarot with a Amazonite. In pile 2, we've got the Naked Heart Tarot with this beautiful Celestite heart. And in pile 3, we've got the Starchild Tarot with Amethyst. So we're asking, what does your person want to say to you? What do they need you to know? Whatever message is going to come through the cards, through spirit, take your moment to choose a pile and let's do this. I'm going to move piles 2 and 3 out of the way. Pile 1, you chose the Star Spinner Tarot. Welcome to my channel. And whilst you're here, don't forget to check out classes on my website and bookings on there also. And if they're out of stock at the moment, make sure you subscribe so you get an update when I release more. I can't wait to work with you guys. I love doing classes, and it's been fabulous doing face-to-face readings again. Okay. Pile 1. What does your person want to say to you? We've got the 6 of Swords in reverse. The 10 of Cups in reverse. The 10 of Swords in reverse. The 7 of Cups. The Ace of Swords. The Star in reverse. The 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and the High Priestess in reverse. And I'm using the Archetype, the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck, the Riddle, the Forest, the Fault Line, and the Shadow. And from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, Turkey Spirit, Otter Spirit, Rabbit Spirit, and Wombat Spirit. And finally, we'll draw some more as we're chatting, but I'm going to get some of these cards as well. These are cards that I've created myself. They're just blanks that I've written on. You say you want me and love me unconditionally, but you don't seem happy with who I am. When you said those hurtful things, I believed you. My heart is blocked. I don't feel anything. I don't know how to change things for the better. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not as experienced as you, and this makes me feel so inferior. I think about reaching out, but I'm not sure if you want me to. I know that we are twin flames. This excites me and terrifies me. Oh, pile 1. So, what does this person want to say to you? What do they want you to know? They want you to know that they know this isn't the end. They may have moved away from you. There's definitely been separation here. But this person knows that this isn't over. They know the truth of the situation. So they certainly know that this is a really spiritual, soulful, fated connection that you two share. But they're not ready to bring that to fruition. In fact, this person doesn't necessarily believe that that's possible. And that's not because of how they feel about you. It's precisely the opposite. It is because you know, to have what we want means facing our fear of losing it. You know, the real fear is always about loss, abandonment, rejection. And when that fear overwhelms our truth, it puts us in it's the opposite of manifesting. It's a stagnating energy. Things are at a standstill between you right now. It does feel like it's a stubborn energy. But there's definitely healing happening here. There's things in the material world as well that need to be brought back into balance. Your person isn't feeling as stable and abundant as they believe they need to be. They don't know how to get out of that rut. There's definitely a feeling of being stuck and feeling quite hopeless. This person needs you to understand that their decisions, if you can call them that, because I feel like there's actually a tremendous amount of confusion here, but they're recognizing too that their lack of action or communication is a response or decision in itself. You know, inaction is still a decision. But they don't know how to change things. They're still trying to figure it out. And I'm really drawn to this riddle card. You know, there feels like such a huge disparity between you at the moment. And this person's saying as well that their heart is blocked, that they don't feel anything. And it just feels like both of you are very closed off. We've got this fault line here in the forest and then the shadow card. You know, for me, this is about healing old patterns. And, you know, the fault line is represented here by the kind of crack that we see when the Earth's crust splits during an earthquake. There are weak points, aren't there, in the way the Earth kind of meets in terms of layers, vulnerable spots. And I'm really drawn to how this energy, you know, it moves outwards. It reminds me of an analogy my guide shared with me last year about wounds. You know, when we have a wound on our skin, we tend to it and make sure it heals. We stitch it up if we need to and so forth. But our inner wounds, I guess, that become fault lines like this, you know, we tend to just ignore them. And I feel like this person, especially with the Ten of Swords in reverse, they're doing this really, really deep healing. I just feel like with this riddle as well in the forest and the shadow, you know, this might even be a dark night of the soul, you know, a period in their life of intense solitude, existential crisis, and a real kind of focus on figuring out what on earth is going on within them, outside of them, how to create a better way forward, but feeling very lost in that and confronting a lot of deep inner child pain here. I do feel they're seeing it though, that the truth is illuminated for them. They're able to start resolving these patterns because they're identifying them. The Seven of Cups, I think this person is really, you know, they prefer to daydream about you and keep the interest in you within them, which is quite beautiful, really. You know, that's the part that we're meant to embrace, that reminds us that we're never alone. And indeed, this otter spirit, which is a number 42, reducing to 6, the number of unconditional love. You know, you really are never alone in this kind of relationship. You're always with one another. But that High Priestess in reverse here as well, you know, this also demonstrates their resistance. It's like this person's completely shut down. And it does say here as well, when you said those hurtful things, I believed you. So there's definitely been, you know, a harsh exchange of words here, and it's left you both wounded. You say you want me and love me unconditionally, but you don't seem happy with who I am. So clearly you've expressed to them you know, how they've upset you, or how their behaviours don't match your values, or there's been some kind of communication in which they've received criticism from you, whether perceived or actual. They feel hurt. And this has caused them to shut down their heart. And this inferiority, this comes through a lot of the animals that have come up here. They're quite grounded, earthy animals, but they're also quite delicate. They're animals that I describe as prey. And it does say here, I'm not as experienced as you, and this makes me feel so inferior. And I feel like with this Nine of Pentacles as well being in reverse, and this healing of wounds and all of this, you know, shadow upheaval in their life right now, all of these patterns they're being forced to address, they just don't feel equipped for it. And I feel like you've been an ally to them. You've been really understanding, and there's a layer of it's self-pity. It's self-pitying energy in this person, that they don't have access to your guidance and your nurturing energy is what I'm feeling. It's a longing for your nurturing energy. I think about reaching out, but I'm not sure if you want me to. And I feel like there's a lot of sincerity around this. You know, I really feel like whatever this exchange was that occurred between you, this person genuinely does, genuinely has been left with the impression that you don't care either. I want to get a clarifier for that card. And someone like you deserves so much more than someone like me. So it may not even be the case that you've directly communicated this. Perhaps this is the energy you're sitting in. You know, that this person's kind of really tested your boundaries, and you're in this energy of, actually, I deserve more. And, you know, it's a complex energy, isn't it? Because you probably do deserve more. But that energy of not having our expectations met, of dissatisfaction, unfulfilled, frustration, resentment, anger, hurt. This is the energy that you're sharing with this person. And they're really taking it very seriously. It's triggered an existing inferiority complex in which they already didn't feel good enough. And I feel as well with this, you know, I know we're twin flames. This excites me and terrifies me. I think in part they feel just ecstatic that there's kind of someone in the world that probably truly loves and understands them. But they're also seeing it as a kind of mission impossible energy. Sort of, it just seems so insurmountable. Yeah, they're afraid as well that they could never live up to what that term is meant to mean. I haven't forgotten you. I think about you all the time. So I do think they're thinking about you. It just feels like they're energetically, intuitively disconnected in the heart. They're disconnected. This person just needs to be at home. They need some space right now. You know, they're going through this transformation through a very difficult time. But they are reminding you that you're not really ever alone, that they are with you in spirit. Give with gratitude and grace. Now is the lucky time. You know, I feel like they just want you to know that this time's worth it. That you're going to look back on this period of separation and recognise that this was the magical part. This was the part in which you grew so much. This was the part in which they grew. You know, these are the times you'll reflect on and you'll actually feel nostalgic for. It does feel like an energy of so much is happening. Can you love me exactly as I am? There is too much going on in my life right now. I'm so proud of how far you have come. You inspire me every day. Sometimes I can feel my heart open to you. This scares me, so I shut it down again to feel safe. We found forever, but at the wrong time. It does feel like, you know, this person's saying that You think you're loving unconditionally, but in truth, there are a number of things and a number of ways in which you really annoy one another. An annoyance and irritation, it's a demonstration of non-acceptance. And all of us cope with those energies differently. It depends what wounds, what fault lines are being triggered by the ground shaking in that instant, So it feels like there's been some kind of testing of one another's boundaries, testing of one another's resolve. And it feels like you both push too hard. You push too many buttons. You press too many sore spots. There was a retreat was required. You both needed this space. But I'm really drawn back to this first card, this Six of Swords in reverse. This person, they're moving away for now, but they know this isn't a permanent thing. And even though the situation feels hopeless to them, even though a union seems impossible to them, there is this chink of knowing in their heart that you're out there and that you both are the same, that you both care about one another. I want to know what's so impossible. What's making it so impossible? Why does it feel impossible? Five of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. The Empress in reverse. Five of Wands is about conflict. And in this card, I really get the energy of being wounded and triggered quite heavily. There's so much yellow here as well. It's the colour of the solar plexus, our trigger centre. The Eight of Pentacles, for me, it's about work and timing. And again, this Nine of Pentacles that's in reverse, I feel like this is a major obstacle or barrier. This person, their material world is unstable. They don't have enough. This is someone who's not coping. They're not coping, whether it's with bills, finances, career. They're either not working or their work isn't meeting their needs. So, as an obstacle, as what feels impossible, this person's really struggling to bring that material world energy into balance in particular. And this is certainly obstructing them from taking action in this connection. But definitely that you're triggering one another's fault lines. This is sending you all off on this tangent, on this cycle of this riddle almost of having to figure it out. The Three of Cups. It feels like for some of you, literally coming together or just being social or having fun might actually be very challenging anyway. It could be that there's limited opportunities for this to happen, and so you don't really get a chance to get things off the ground either. And this is distorted feminine energy. But this is also a rejection of that feminine nurturing energy. This is someone that's being stubborn and proud and that wants to get through things on their own. They feel like they've taken enough. They feel like they need to learn to stand on their own 2 feet. This is someone that, they're trying to best themselves, but they don't know how. It feels like so difficult. And we've got the Death card there, the card of transformation, endings and new beginnings. And this is, Death is in Scorpio, which is the energy of resurrection, the rising of the phoenix. And learning to let go. See, in order for a transformation to occur, something always has to be sacrificed, whether it's a piece of ourselves, whether it's the way, the comfort of a situation, even if the situation didn't serve us. Moving out of our comfort zone requires a sacrifice. There's always a payoff. This person's learning to let go. They're learning to let go of what doesn't serve them. Look at that. The Lovers. What a beautiful card to finish on. This person does care about you very deeply. But things are very confused between you. You're both demonstrating non-acceptance of the other. You've definitely come to blows over this. And this person's just reminding you that this time alone serves you both, that you need to sit in gratitude for it because a lot is happening. A lot of work is being done here. But both of you need to open your heart as well. Your heart and your intuitive chakras As I said, it felt like there was an astral lockdown here as well, like you've both completely cut off communication. But you both still care very deeply, but you're both still scared. Neither one of you trusts the other. Deep down you do, but on the surface, all this gunk, all this shadow is causing you to see things through the lens of fear. Fear of loss, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection. So you need to come together and speak more authentically and more lovingly. I really hope that helped pile one. Thank you so much for tuning into my reading. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you would like to book a reading with me, check out my website, www.happysouls1111.com. I do open some slots in my diary roughly every 2 weeks. So if you can't find any available at the moment, make sure you join my mailing list on my website and you'll receive an update every time I open some more slots. So that gives everyone a good shot at getting a reading with me within a reasonable time frame. But hopefully I'll see you there. I also run classes online. You can check my classes section of my website too. And hopefully I'll see you over on Instagram at happysouls1111. See you soon. Bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to my channel. You have chosen the Naked Heart Tarot with a piece of celestite. I love that piece. It's gorgeous. Okay. What does your person want to say to you? What do they need you to know? See what comes through for you here. And I'm doing bookings at the moment, just sporadically. If you'd like to be updated when I open some slots in my diary, check out my website, happysouls1111.com. And if there are no booking slots available, just sign up to the mailing list there and you'll be one of the first to know when I do open it up again. So I'm just doing a few slots here and there every couple of weeks. It's really nice to meet you guys face to face as well. Right, let's do this. Pile 2. What does your person want to say? Got the 8 of Cups in reverse. The Hanged Man. The Fool. The High Priestess. Judgment. 3 of Swords. 8 of Pentacles. 4 of Wands in reverse. Let's get some oracle cards as well. This is the Wild Unknown Archetype deck. The Empty Room. The Self. The Vision. Eros. Kairos. Let's get some divine, no, they're not divine animal, they're the spirit animal oracle deck. Lizard spirit. Turtle spirit. Otter spirit. And skunk spirit. You can see all these. Okay, and finally I'm going to use this deck. This was just some blank cards that I've written messages on. Messages from your person. What do they want to say? You really hurt me too with your harsh words. I don't believe you really love me, though I wish it were true. I dream about you all the time. I can't wait to make my dreams a reality. I can't stop thinking about you no matter how hard I try. I can't cope with your codependent behaviours. As long as you're trying, I'm staying, but if you want me to, I will let you go. These are very they're daunting energies. I feel daunted by them. It's just a kind of, oh boy. I feel like this person probably struggles with anxiety. It's almost making my chest contract, my ribs ache. And I'm really drawn to this 3 of Swords, which is the card of sorrow and grief and extreme pain. I just feel like you have really hurt one another. I'm hearing that you don't believe yourself to have been unkind, perhaps. But I'm hearing that the truth hurts. So because this person has very much taken to heart what you've said, yeah, it's left them feeling... This is the energy of being trapped as well as uncertain. It's like there's been a transformation from the perspective of they're now seeing more of the truth, but they're judging very harshly. I feel like you're both judging one another very harshly. And they're reminding you that this is an inner journey for both of you. And I feel like neither of you are embracing that. I'm drawn to that. Can't cope with your codependent behaviours, and it feels like you've probably been the rock in this situation, and when you're not in that energy of being solid and stable, this person can't cope with the fallout. They're saying as well though that this time of pause serves you, you know, with the Hanged Man here. You know, the Hanged Man is about taking some time out to see another perspective. There's a need for, you know, an absolute shift in perspective here. They need you to understand their hurt. And it feels, the energy that comes back to me, the wave of energy that comes back to me after saying that is incredulous. It's the energy of what, for real? So I feel like some of you may find that quite triggering, that you're the one that's behaved hurtfully, because I feel like you've actually been very gentle. But again, we need to remember that whether this is, you know, we don't get to decide how someone feels, whether their feelings are misguided or not, doesn't detract from the fact that they are hurt. Yeah, this person is frustrated, and I feel like it's caused them to completely, I'm hearing that they've reverted to very insular, withdrawn behaviours. This person definitely feels very connected to you in the astral realms. It feels like that's where they're actually having a new beginning and a kind of rediscovery of self. So even though this person's kind of festering a lot of harsh judgment, a lot of resentment, a lot of pain and hurt and sorrow, they're also going through some kind of transformative awakening in which they're able to perceive the world and them in it in a very different way. This feels like I'm just drawn to how many of the energies here are, you know, about expansion and growth and realization and heart-centered awareness. And this empty room, even this void energy, and then the vision, it feels like this time out, this time alone, this opportunity to adjust their perspective has actually created a whole new inner world for them to explore, is what I'm hearing. So they're not really focused on bringing this connection into the 3D. They're not focused on grounding it. They're not focused on making this a real relationship at the moment. I feel that's not what it's meant to be right now, and they know that. It does feel like they have some understanding and awareness of the work that needs to occur for that new beginning between you two to really happen. Slow and steady wins the race, turtle spirit. You know, it's reminding you that there's no rush. You're not alone. You're together in spirit anyway. This is about building your self-worth. You know, with this lizard spirit dreaming a new world into being, it's about manifesting. Each of you really needs to manifest. your own abundance, your own fulfillment, the love that you each need inside of you. And it feels like when you come into contact, you're both in sabotage mode. I don't think you even realize how much you trigger one another. But this person is exceptionally intuitive. They're very psychic. They may even astral travel or astral project or be interested in those topics. But certainly they have come into this new way of being, which is aware, whether they're journeying, doing shamanic work. There's definitely a period of spiritual discovery occurring for them. They're opening up to their inner world. They're opening up to awareness. It's blocking them from coming forward. 7 of Swords, 2 of Swords in reverse, 8 of Wands in reverse, 2 of Wands in reverse. I mean, straight off the bat, this person doesn't want to make a decision. They still feel very vulnerable and they still feel like they need to kind of sneak around. I feel like this person's recent foray into kind of psychic work or practice or research, or, you know, it's kind of a foot halfway in the door. They still feel quite shy about it. They still feel very private about it. There's an energy of acceptance here about what this connection is, but it's tempered with this energy of not wanting to lose control. It also makes them feel very vulnerable. Yeah. So this is the King of Cups. Now the 7 of Swords and King of Cups. King of Cups is it's the energy of the Death card as well, of transformation, but it's also mystery, secrecy. It's the energy of not wanting to reveal too much of your emotional self. So they're still being quite strategic and they're very happy to take their time. You know, we've got this turtle here and then this 8 of Wands in reverse. They're not in a hurry to make a decision right now. They're in this discovery phase. They're figuring it out. And I don't think this should be perceived as a delay or a bad thing, because in real terms, it feels like incredible progress. It feels like this person's now aware of their own codependent nature, as much as they're aware of your own. And they're starting to figure it out and find ways to connect to spirit, to that wisdom, to that inner guidance, and to that fountain of healing potential. Yeah, they're really not ready to communicate. So this is someone that's certainly, you know, probably very active in the astral realm, but very unwilling to communicate in the 3D realm. Yeah, because they're still calming down. This person's still processing what's happened between you. I feel like this person, they're not good at letting go of a grudge. Like, bad feelings die hard with this person. They take time to settle down again and open their hearts and be responsive to compromise and discussion and resolution. But the moment they're just shut down, there's a lot of pride here. Almost like they don't want to think about it, let alone talk about it. Which is a shame, because I feel like if you two could communicate, if one of you could break the ice, you could release a lot of that sorrow and that pain that you're both inevitably feeling. Yeah, we've got the Tower here in reverse. So I feel like there'll be some kind of divine intervention at some point anyway. If one or the both of you don't take it upon yourselves to kind of make that next step, I just feel like the universe is going to step in and make it so. But now's not that time for the new beginning between you anyway. I really feel like I need to get some more of these for your person. What else do they want to say? No matter how hard I try, it's never enough for you. You have been hurt so much that you project your toxic expectations onto me. I'm sorry that I betrayed you. Can you forgive me? I push you away because I want you so much. It scares me. I don't want to get lost in wanting too much. I'm working hard to be the person that you deserve. And I had to be cruel to be kind. I hope one day you will understand. So this person is really labouring under this illusion that they have to be someone else or something different. It feels like, they feel like they're trying really hard. Now, if your response to that suggestion was, a bit of a scoff and a giggle, as if, as if, I'm guided to draw your awareness around to the idea that everyone's giving as much as they're able. When you consider that we can't really give something that we don't have for ourselves, when someone is experiencing self-love deficit, quite often it's because they give too much. But there's also people, runners, avoidant personalities, who don't let anything in, and they're not able to give it to themselves either. So they're always running on empty. They're not even enjoying the benefits of giving love. There's just no love moving in their heart space. It's like a lockdown. So this person never feels fulfilled, and they don't have much to give anyway. And so it's incredibly hurtful for them when you reject the small offers of love that they do make, and they may seem insignificant to you, but I'm hearing that to this person they're a big ask. It's a lot. It feels like they definitely feel punished for things they didn't do. And I guess we all do this in relationships to an extent. Our expectations are set by the way we've been treated previously, and not necessarily by the person that we're dealing with, but just in relationships in general. And so it feels like you've got some impulses, triggers and impulses connected to your ex-relationship traumas that this person's definitely bringing to your awareness. They need you to be aware of how you're tarnishing them with a brush, but they haven't lived up to these expectations yet. You're treating them as though they're going to, and that's not fair, is what I'm hearing. They feel that's very unjust. I'm sorry that I betrayed you. Can you forgive me? I have to be honest with you. The energy of this is insincere. And what I mean is, this is the energy of, I'm still actually pretty annoyed, but I know that one of us has to be the bigger person. So I'm going to acknowledge that even though I didn't intend to betray you or really feel like I did, that's how you feel. I'm sorry that I betrayed you. Can you forgive me? And, this is an interesting energy to come through, because as I said, I feel like I'm supposed to highlight that they're not sincerely accepting responsibility. What they're doing is working from a place of equanimity and care. The argument is smaller than their desire to fix it. But I'm hearing that your reaction to this so-called betrayal has been inflated, artificially inflated, and that you need to address it. They're hoping that by offering an olive branch, that you can forgive them. Do you know what? The reason this has come up is because I feel like they would accept you right now. They're not in the energy of wanting to communicate, but I feel like this is indicating that actually, if you did, they would be amiable, they would be apologetic, they would want to resolve this. I push you away because I want you so much. It scares me. I don't want to get lost in wanting too much. So this is just that energy of fear. That energy of fear that creeps into that decision making. But I do feel like they've stopped that in their tracks. The fear still exists, but they're able not to be reactive to it. As I said, there's an awareness growing here, a tendency to reflect on one's own impulses, one's own reactions. They are shifting. I feel like they knew they had to let you go because they weren't able to live up to these expectations that you had, or face the more negative expectations, that you were projecting at them. As long as you're trying, I'm staying. But if you want me to, I will let you go. And I think that's a very revealing energy overall. You know, this person is saying that I'm all in if you're all in. But likewise, you know, if you really want out, I'll support that too. To be honest, that on the fence energy kind of puts the ball in your court, doesn't it? It's a denial of responsibility. And it's also a denial of accountability. You know, they're kind of making it your decision. And I feel a bit indignant for you as that comes through, because I feel like what you really want to hear is, I don't want to let you go. And so they're kind of, this is a halfway house, isn't it? As long as you're trying, I'll stay. But if you want me to, I'll let you go. You know, it kind of, I don't know, it's wishy-washy to me. The way this has come through has felt wishy-washy. And I feel like this person is just genuinely confused. They don't know what they want. They're just figuring stuff out. They're just coming to this new awareness. They're still hurt. They're still holding on to bitterness and resentment. But they are transforming. And they do have a kind of forgiving heart right now, even though it may not be a fully open one. But they're opening psychically. They're opening spiritually. And this is where you're going to connect with them best. I really hope that helps, pile 2. Thank you so much. Lots of love. See you again soon. Hello, pile 3. Right, you chose the Amethyst and the Starchild Tarot. What does your person want to say to you? What are the messages from your person? What do they need you to know? Let's have a look, see. What do they need you to know? Ooh. 3 of Cups in reverse. 6 of Wands in reverse. 6 of Pentacles. 8 of Wands in reverse. Star in reverse. 9 of Swords in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. The Page of Swords. That is a lot of blocked energy. We've got the Queen. This is the Wild Unknown Archetypes cards. The Shadow. And the Empty Room. And the Maiden. Oh God. Straight away I get there's a intense third party situation here for some of you. Okay. White Raven Spirit. Wombat Spirit. Otter Spirit. That is so crazy. That came out for every single pile. An Owl Spirit. You can see clearly now. And from these cards, these are just blanks that I've written messages on myself. Oh, let's keep those that turned over. You're so much better than me. You'll end up leaving me. You are the most beautiful love story. I never meant to hurt you. I was lost and confused and made bad decisions. Please forgive me. I try, but I cannot escape the thought of you. You talk about self-love, but you get upset when I need space to love me. Everything we say to one another is filtered through the lens of our own pain. This person's really resistant. I do feel like this person is already in a relationship, and it feels like they've had to compartmentalise who you are and what they mean to them, what you mean to them. It's like there's just a compartment, a room in their head that's just for you. I feel like deep down, you literally are their greatest fantasy, this most beautiful love story, but it's almost too impossibly beautiful. It's like the beauty of it has made you a victim of your own glowing success, because it's just so beautiful that it's triggered his fear of loss, abandonment, and rejection even more so. And this is someone that's really, really tried to run hard. I feel like they've refused to talk, refused to collaborate, refused to engage. They have refused to see. You may have told this person there's something spiritual about your connection, and they're like, nope, you're crazy. This person has kept communication, if any, very cold, shallow, civil, nothing more than necessary. It feels like they've just presented themselves in the least vulnerable way possible. All defenses up. All defenses up. They have nothing to give. They've made a decision. They've made a decision to stay with someone else. And there's so much hurt here. There's so much pain, but they don't want to bring that pain into their family unit. They don't want to, right now it feels like that pain is contained between you and them. Like it's in their head and it's safe there and they can just leave it there. But to kind of break that open, it feels like it's going to infiltrate their whole life and bring pain, to their family, to their partner, to their situation, to your situation. There's a need to protect you here as well. This isn't just self-preservation. This is protecting the whole. But I'm hearing that in their mind, nothing can, no one can take that away from them. They do see you clearly. They believe in the magic. This Otter card has come up for everybody. You are never alone. And it's the number 6 card, which is the number of love, unconditional love. And I feel like, all of the people today, the message coming through is that, I am always with you in heart and spirit. Separation is just an illusion. But this person is unable to make the decision to choose himself or choose herself. They're putting others' needs, others' comfort ahead of their own, because they don't want to step out of their comfort zone, and they don't want to force others to step out of their comfort zone. They're so afraid of instability. This person has a childhood rooted in instability and dysfunction, and so I feel they've gone to extra great lengths to try and ensure that they have a more stable foundation in their life. And so the very thought of deliberately rocking this foundation themselves, it seems like just more than this person can cope with. I got tired of feeling bad for not being the person you think I should be. I can't stomach a relationship right now. Why does it have to be so hard? I don't know how to just be friends. We have very different values on life and love. I don't know how to love you the way you deserve to be loved. Your words have changed the way I see love and life. I mean, this is just so much energy of not feeling worthy enough, not feeling able to deliver something that matches the sheer luminosity of your love. This person just feels beaten by life, and I don't think it's beaten by you. You're actually the safety net. You're the person they can really be authentic with when push comes to shove. I feel like you mostly see past their resistance. You recognise that their resistance is not born of a lack of love. It's born of fear, their inability. It's like you're angry with them for not being brave enough more than anything. But this person's changed as a result of their relationship with you, as a result of the wisdom and the guidance you've shared. And they are still changing. It's just really slow progress. I want to see what's blocking them right now as well. What's blocking them? Well, they don't want to take action. Quite simply, they're blocking themselves. They're not ready to look within. They're afraid of facing conflict. This is someone who, they're afraid to come together right now. This is someone that sits on the fence. This is someone that doesn't like fighting for anything. They'd rather take the easy way out, even if that means sacrificing something special. Deep down, that is kind of taking care of themselves. It is putting themselves first. And I know it's a difficult way to look at it because you don't see what they're doing as being right. But in a way, by refusing to step out of their comfort zone, by sticking by their own decisions, they are actually standing in their own power and taking care of their needs the most, whether or not it's misguided. Is subjective, isn't it? This person is actually taking care of themselves because deep down their need to feel stable and without drama is stronger than their desire to break free. And that's the truth of it, this Master. They're very, very comfortable and they want to stay comfortable. They want to stay on the fence and they don't want to rock the boat. They don't want conflict. Above all else, this person just needs calm, still stability. No matter how hard I try, it's never enough for you. And I feel like they feel that way about women in general. I'm picking up a deep mother wound with this person. Like, almost like they were raised to believe they were never good enough as a child. But that anger, that resentment is pinned to the maternal side. And so there's a resistance to even constructive criticism from female members of the family. Feminine energies. There's a rejection of that because it triggers an old wound. It triggers an old shadow aspect. Yeah, they're not ready to work that out or to work on that. They can't see that for themselves. But you can. It does feel like, you understand why they grasp onto things and cling on to things that don't serve them. And it's like through that understanding and that compassionate heart, you're able to help dislodge the shadow and help them let go. In your absence, they're figuring out how to do that on their own, is what I'm hearing. They don't know how to do that on their own. They're figuring it out. They feel amateur. They feel silly. They feel silly trying. Yeah, this person really misses your intuitive guidance and your wisdom. They just hope it's not over. I feel like this person, they need to keep a lid on their emotions because, as I said, they're so afraid of opening that can of worms. It's about balancing the two, keeping them opposite. Again, keeping you in that room, inside of themselves, secret. They're not ready to step into their truth, to fully embody it. Right now, they're making decisions to just be comfortable, to try and keep everything in balance, to keep it harmonious. And I feel like they're saying the rest is in the hands of destiny. This person would actually, I think, invite. When sometimes there's just a twist of fate that changes things without us having to lift a finger. I feel like this person has almost resigned themselves to thinking, if it's meant to be, it will be. I don't have to do anything about it. I'm hearing that might be very frustrating for you to hear. Yeah, they definitely don't feel like they need to anchor this in their reality or in any way or take any action. Yeah, so again, 5 of Cups in reverse. They don't want to be responsible for other people's heartache, but, if the universe takes matters into their hands, then they can appear, not being at fault, keep their dignity intact and their integrity. It's quite an annoying energy, really, but they are very much on the fence. Very, very much on the fence. Yeah, they're not prepared to make that new beginning happen. See what the guidance is for you, pile 3. What do they want you to know the most? King of Wands in reverse. Justice in reverse and the Sun. Seven of Wands in reverse and 10 of Cups in reverse. So there's a lot of Leo energy here. There's a lot of prideful energy. I think with the 10 of Cups in reverse, they are reminding you, look, just because it's not union now, you must be open-hearted and ready for it. This is about having barriers down. At least be open to communication, because I feel like this person will pop up and pop up again because they struggle to not think about you. So by default, someone that's always got you on their mind is going to break and crack and text you or can reach out at some point. They're asking you to stay open-hearted and to allow the truth to be illuminated in its own time. And they're saying as well that you have karma that needs to be resolved too. So for some of you, you may have a third-party connection yourself. But I feel like this is saying, you know, the karma that exists between us hasn't yet come full circle, and we need to ride this out. Now is not the time for union, but we need to remain open-hearted to one another, to remain vulnerable and receptive to one another's communication rather than dismissive. There's a need to truly stay open-hearted. I feel really strongly that I need to bring in auralite into your reading. If you don't have a piece of this, it's not amethyst. It's got different stuff in it. It does have amethyst in it, but you can see they're a very different appearance, and indeed the energy of them is quite different. But you need a piece of auralite. I'm not sure why. This just came in very strong for you. But you guys, you know, you're seeing more clearly now. This person, they see the magic, they sense the magic. They can try and run from you in physical terms, but in their mind, in their heart, they can't hide. And they are with you. But this person's waiting for divine intervention. They're not ready to take action, and they're saying to you that, you know, in real terms, it's just not time. So I hope that was really helpful for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Lots and lots of love. Bye bye.